This is the Ezra Walk and Talk. And Teofimo Lopez defeated Josh Taylor. And it seems like I'm hearing every excuse in the book on why Teofimo beat Josh Taylor, except from Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor just said that the better man won. But apparently the fans know better than Josh Taylor. They know better than what happened to him in camp, how he felt going into the fight, and where he feels physically and mentally in his career. They know better. And it appears that in this sport, in the last 40 years, no one has lost legitimately in this sport besides myself. I am an 0-1 boxer, and I lost to the better man that night. No excuses. He was better than me in the ring. I came up short. Fair play to him. But it appears that in boxing, the loser must have had an excuse on why he lost. And no one just loses. No one just loses to the better fighter. And it always appears that the winner must have had an amazing camp. Nothing must have went wrong for him. He must have been feeling amazing when in the ring. And he must have been feeling the exact opposite of what the loser was feeling. This gets annoying. This is as annoying as the robbery claims that I hear every week. Because this is what it is. It's either a robbery or there's an obvious, clear excuse on why this guy lost the fight. And you notice that the people that always come up with excuses is because they picked the other fighter to win. You notice that. Oh, I picked that guy to win, but obviously the weight is what drained him and that's why he lost. I picked that guy to win, but obviously he had a bad camp. You know, he's not there mentally. Oh, obviously he's past it. If we just look at Josh Taylor's career, who only has 20 fights, and for having an aggressive style, hasn't been in a lot of wars. And I don't even think he's technically been in a war. I think he's been in some competitive fights, but his two best performances are against Regis Prograis and Jose Ramirez. And you'll notice two things about those two key wins. Those guys don't box. They're not going to fight a distance. They're not going to fight going backwards. They're not going to hold ground with the jab and picking their shots. And he's actually never fought a high-level fighter that does that. And the one time he fought a good fighter that does that, Catterall, he struggled. But he must have been washed, right? That's why he struggled. And when he fought a higher-level guy that did that, and Teofimo, he got smoked. He got 10-2'd. So I'm just stating I'm tired of the excuses. I really am. I think Teofimo was just a better man that night. I think I missed the boat because I picked Josh Taylor by stoppage. We missed the boat. It's fine. But you got to give credit where it's due. Teofimo boxed excellent that night. He held his ground. He picked his shots. He no longer reacted to the feints, and Taylor had no way of getting in without going through something that Teofimo had, and that's why he didn't do it. And that's why his punch output was down. Because when you're fighting someone who's picking shots like that and you don't feel comfortable punching, you can't punch at the range you want to punch, you start limiting your shots. You stop putting stuff out there. And then over time, when you're picking, Teofimo was picking shots and seeing everything where Taylor was coming from, he could march him down. Because he felt so comfortable in the ring and he was able to pick shots and he's seen everything Taylor had and he realized that Taylor couldn't do anything going backwards and he couldn't do anything at the long range or mid range that could affect him where he couldn't see coming, that he couldn't counter off of. They took complete control of the fight and pushed Taylor back and began to put it on Taylor. I didn't see anything from Taylor, I'll be honest with you. I just saw a guy that couldn't get where he needed to get to. If we're going to keep having these fights, but we're going to claim robbery, or we're going to claim the guy's washed at the end of all of them, or we're going to come into an excuse. I mean, what's the point of watching these fights at some point, right? But I'm going to keep it honest with you. Teofimo was just a better man that night. And I'm going to keep it honest with you. Devin Haney just won a decision that was in a close fight. There was no robbery in that fight, and there was no washed fighter in this fight. But yet, we're going to come up with that because we didn't call it before it happened. This has been the Ezra Walk and Talk. Deuces.